Today I'm going to be demonstrating a process called spoon Damascus. If you've never heard of spoon Damascus, don't feel bad, nobody has, I just made it up. I developed the process as a way of welding up spent steel shot into a usable cutting edge or blade. This is what is used in large industrial shot blasting cabinets to prepare either a casting or a fabrication for painting. I'm not sure how they measure this stuff, but the largest piece that you're looking at here is about a 1/16 of an inch across. It's very, very tiny. I was given a jar of this stuff by a friend of mine, and I wanted a process that was a lot simpler and easier to work with than canister Damascus, so this is what I came up with. The process starts by creating the spoon that's going to hold the shot. I'm just using a pretty square-faced punch to hammer a very simple depression on the end of a 1/2-inch square bar. Once I have the groove cut about halfway down, I just use a small ball peen hammer to just spread it out into a very basic spoon shape. The next step is to fill the spoon with the shot. Here I've melted a spoonful of borax. I've just waited till it all bubbled away and then turned into a liquid, and then I pulled it out and I'm pouring the flux directly into that. That's going to congeal and hold everything in place. I don't really have to worry about it spilling out in the forge and creating a large clinker. And then you just take a welding heat the same way you would anything else. Prepare a good fire, make sure you have a good bed of coals under the piece that you're welding. And then the first heat, you hammer it very gingerly because the pieces are still loose. They've sintered together, but they're still not solid enough to take a really good hit. So you get them all tacked together, and then the second and third welding heats sort of finishes everything off. Now, I didn't do anything to clean the shot. He just swept it off the floor and put it in a jar and said, "Here, let's see you do something with that." So this is just, it's got paint, it's got rust, who knows what else is in there, but it's 99% shot. But there are a lot of impurities in it, but it still worked pretty good. It's amazing. Here I'm just using a cross peen to thin out the cross section of the blade and to help merge everything into one solid mass. Before heat treating, I've trimmed away the edges of the blank to make sure that I don't have any mild steel edges that would affect the cutting edge, and then you just heat treat it the normal way, and I drew a temper to a light straw. Here's a look at the spoon side of the blade. You can see how the upper end towards the handle is still quite coarse and all the grains haven't welded into a solid piece, but that changes as you move to the tip where I did all that cross peening. And if you do decide to etch this blade, it does have a very interesting sort of terrazzo look to it. And as I've mentioned several times before, I just never get tired of turning scrap into something you can use.